Hello and welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator with me, Kevin Sawyer. Hope you guys and girls are all well and enjoying your day, whatever you're up to. Right, so this is the second part of the video, and it's been like a blink, well, I'd say a blink of an eye, but whenever I've released this compared to the last episode. But it's been literally, what, since my last recording, been about half an hour. I went and had a word with myself, had a cup of coffee, and everything else. So anyway, a mission to make. First of all, I didn't really complete the real rolling chassis as such. I forgot to put the front suspension in and other bits and bobs, so it's all in. So just to give you a good idea of how much this is worth, so we weren't far much off anyway, but it's about just over 7 grand, just as a basic chassis. Right, okay, I've done a fair amount of work off screen. For this episode, I've decided I'd just get on and just build the engine back up, so that's already ready, roaring to go. As you guys and girls have both seen me do unstrip, unbolt and rebuild one of these engines so many times, I figured I'd do it off screen. I put racing pistons in it. Hasn't got a racing, well, I say racing, performance pistons, performance coil here with distributor rotor or distributor rotor arm and distributor cap with HT leads. Performance spark plugs. It's got performance heads on it. Hasn't got a performance manifold. It's a regular manifold. It has got a performance carburetor with air filter. It's gotten a performance alternator, but not a power steering pump, because that was repaired, and I thought it'd be a waste not to put it back in. But it's more or less ready to go. So I'll stick that in. But I decided I'll show you guys what I did elsewhere as well. As you can see, I went for the rim champion ones. The original ones, if I look at the rims, were the brown ones. The reason is I looked on a couple of pictures on Google for the original Ecto one, and they seemed to fit more with it. There's a guessing game to whether this is going to work or not. Looking at them, they looked, yeah, I would say they looked more like the Ecto one, because they had that like weird hubcap on the front of it. The brown ones might be this, well, the other one might be similar, but I figured might as well go for these. So I'll stick the wheels back on first of all. I've got to go and get some body parts and some exhaust parts. There's bits I haven't got, admittedly. Since also the last recording and this recording, I read the description again, just to re-familiarise myself. He said you have to access, in order to access the, I'm stuck on something, don't know what. In order to access the roof rack for the Ecto 1, you need to go in through the back of the car. I knew it was something like that, I just couldn't remember what. Right, throwing these bits back on, and right, so I'm gonna need, what am I gonna need? I'm gonna probably put the engine back in, but I'll see if I can get the parts while I'm at it. So, exhaust front type B. Now, let's have a look in the performance shop under exhaust. You see, that's the standard one. That's, oh, there they go. No, it says V8. It doesn't say OHV. There's the OHV, but it's not type B. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. That's just something which I've noticed the developers have missed out on, or something I may have covered once or twice in previous episodes. They still not fixed that, which is disappointing at best. You'd think they've looked over that But that will, I know that won't fit, and it's pointless me trying to buy it. And I know that won't fit either, because and there's only two types you got. This is front exhaust V8 and front exhaust OHV, which it is, but it's not type B. So straight away, at a disadvantage. So I'm going to have to now go, well, while I'm here, I'll buy two of those. And I'll buy two of those. And then I'll go back to the standard shop for the standard exhaust bits. And then go, where are you? Type A, Type C, Type B. Two of those. It's disappointing. That is real disappointing. I'm hoping I can get away putting these in before putting the engine in. Because straight away that would be deferential to the power. Because the flow, it would. Ooh, I thought I bought two of them. I should have bought two of them. Get that back out. I did. Just be an idiot. Don't know why I decided to do that. Yeah, seems legit. Right, okay. Stick the fuel tank back in while we're at it as well. Maybe I should have had 2 cups of coffee. Anyhow, throw that in. I need 2 shock absorber type Bs as well, so I grabbed those from the suspension shop. Front exhaust type Bs. Right, whoa, no, okay, okay, over here, mount please. Throw that in. I also forgot to put the plates back in as well, just noticed that. Again, fly by night mechanic at work. Just forget to put that in. Yeah, there's always spare parts left over on any restoration job. Any good mechanic knows that. Not. If there's spare parts, you start to worry. Normally 9 times out of 10, it's like, what did I forget? Right, okay. Anyway, let's throw it back down on the ground. Not throw it down on the ground, but get it back down on the ground. I might as well put the brake servo back in. Brakes master cylinder. Whether the rad made it. It did. I shouldn't put this in. We know that we shouldn't put this back in until we put the engine back in. But again, while I'm at it, I might as well. Let's go and take this off the rack. We'll just steer it stand. Put it in my pocket. Walk over to here. Dig deep. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Yes. Right, okay, that's now fully installed. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put some oil in it first. Come on. Oop. Right, and then I'm going to do a compression test. And cross my fingers it doesn't crash this time. Compression tester. Engine needs to be... Well, it is. It is complete. It is complete, mate. There's nothing wrong with that. It's got the sun pin. It's got everything else. It hasn't got the flywheel or the gearbox. But that shouldn't matter, because that's nothing to do with engine compression. You'd put the right, okay. Sorry guys, I'm going to bore some of you guys with science, and some of you guys might want to know about this. But when you do a compression testing, right, what you do, you whip off your HT lead, take your spark plug out, you get compression tester, and it winds in on the spark plug port or the spark plug hole. You then get your socket with your with a long bar, and then you put that onto the crankshaft or the crankshaft pulley, and then you just pull it round of the engine rotation, pull it round by hand, and you watch the gauge go up as you're cranking round. You watch the gauge go up to a certain point, and then you'll feel it hit the stroke, and then it start pulling back down again, and you'll see that it start dropping back down. Some of the testers are digital, and they'll show you max and minimum. The older ones are just an old analog dial, and you'll see it just needle slowly rise. And then some of the older, more better quality ones had a little temp needle on it, so as it raised up, it hit, and then it dropped back down. It would leave the needle in its place. So what would happen is the main needle would drop down, but then there'd be like a little set needle, so that's telling you where it was at the top. So then when you go to the next piston, you can then check, see how much variance there was between that and the other one if you need to, or whatever, so you know what you can then gauge how badly the other pistons are out or whatever. So you wouldn't need the flywheel, or you wouldn't need the clutch plates or the gearbox to perform that test. Rant over. Okay, let's just plough on regardless, and I'll start sticking the other bits back in. Just can't believe how they dropped the ball on that. That's just silly. At least it didn't crash though. So we need to go obviously to the front end of the engine car. No, this way. That's where I want to go. Thank you. That way. Thank you. Right. I suspect I'm going to need a new new flower. So I'll get the performance one. I might as well, because I don't know if this thing's got a gearbox or not. I can't remember. Someone's going to be shouting at the screen whether we have one or not. But we definitely need one of them. I might as well get one of them while I'm at it as well. And I might as well get one of them while I'm at it as well. And then we've got to go over to, bizarrely enough, back over to the gearbox and get the release bearing. They would have a performance version of them as well, or a racing version of them. Again, I digress. Right. Sorry. Hang on, was that the one I needed, or was that the standard one? Again, point and click does not win the day. Click first, ask questions later. Yeah, that's not the way you do it. That's definitely not the way you do it. This one, that's the one I want. That's the one I want. Stick them back in. Stick that back in. Ideally, you wouldn't need oil in order to do a compression test. It's probably better, or I'd better do. But I'll try that again. It's probably better to do a compression test with oil in the engine, because if you don't, you're not giving yourself a fair chance. Because the oil the rings do need a bit of oil to just make a good seal around them. Otherwise, there's just going to be not so much floating, but they do scrape along the side of the along the sides of the cylinders, so you get problems like that. And if you've just reconditioned the engine, obviously any good mechanic's going to have a bit of oil already dabbed on the cylinders anyway. Not bucket loads, just enough so then when you do slide the pistons in, oh come on, let's reach for the stars. That's the downside. Hang on, let's try the upper trick. Oh that's such a shame. Maybe if I get a bit further this way, maybe if I do that. It's going to do the same thing to me here, isn't it? The splits, I don't know what that's all about. Again, it's with the modder. It's the only way the modder could make it obviously work to a longer chassis, perhaps. I'm guessing that's how he's got around it, by splitting the drive shaft. I mean, you know. Again, I'm not going to blame the modder for that one. It's probably his workaround. Right, so I've just got a sneaky suspicion if I don't put the starter in, it's going to tell me the engine's not complete. So I'm going to go and get a starter now. Now, is it? It's starter V8, I'm pretty sure it is. Could be wrong. Forgive me, Rods, if I am. Nope, I was right. Right, let's throw it back down on the ground yet again. Jump on in. And let's do the analysis. Compression tester. Cross our fingers. That's pretty cool. I like that because that you technically you could do it that way. You can do it by turning the engine over by the starter. It's not a way I would typically recommend, purely because unless you've got an analog dial. It's not an analog dial, digital dial. It's going to fluctuate so quickly, you're not going to be able to really gauge how much compression you're getting out of it. But that's a nice touch by the developers. See, I can be nice when I want to be. When a developer does put in a nice touch, then... But that's quite a nice touch, I like that. I wonder if he got in it and tried starting it and make that noise. Because that's a different noise to what's going on inside here. We'd have to have a look. Anyway, I'm doing Delally, going Delally, assemble mode. So that made it. I think that's the only thing that actually made it, because I think that's the only parts we had on this. Don't remember having any front bumper. Now also, I've just noticed that does have lights. Right, so I'm going to need everything but the front bumper, in a sense, or the bonnet. That made it. Don't think it had one on the side, did it? I didn't have one. No, I didn't. So everything but those two bits. So go into the parts shop. Come out of this. Go into the mod shop. If I put 1959 in, will we go back in time? Let's find out. Hey, we do. Right, okay. So, front bumper, check. That, check. I guess that's for the Ghostbuster thing. You might not need that if you don't want that. 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 Not the hood. Do need that though. That. 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 Now this is for the left. We don't need that. It's the right one we need, don't we? That. That. That one. Scroll down a bit. That one. That one. That one. That one. But the old parts man's rubbing his hands together. Well, Kev's back, spending his money. Don't know. That looked like a real small bit there. I bet that's going to be hard to find. Right. Stick that on. Stick that on. Stick the windows in while I'm at it too. Stick that. Oops. Just walked out of shot. Stick that on. I'm going to like this thing. I can't remember if I bought 2 of these or 1. Oh, that was the small thing. Ah, right. This is talking about. That's what I think. That's what he's talking about. Talking the get into the rack. You need to open the back of it. It does seem legit, which would be logical, really. Again, you would have the hood, well, bonnet down in order to put the front glass in, but we'll pretend it's down just to save time. I forgot that in all the excitement, so stick that in, stick that on, stick that on, stick that on. Again, the number plate appears, but it's not. We haven't bought one yet. Well, we'll name this Ecto 1 just to give it the the authentic look. Right, so we need to open this up. Ah, here we go. So you don't. Right. There's 2 types of front end. There's this one, which is the Ghostbuster one, and then that one, which is just regular. So we've bought a part we don't necessarily need. Aha, so there we go, right. If you want the Ghostbuster roof, buy the Ghostbuster front end rack. Let's take that back out. The lights disappear, and then... Not photo mode. No. Put the regular one in, and then just get the regular. Again, you don't necessarily have to have that in if you didn't want that in. If you just wanted that as just an open back, you could get away with that. Of course, then it greatly devalues the car. But if you don't want that in there, you don't have to have that out in there. I suspect a lot of them in real life did get reconverted into estates like that way as well, or into sort of vans or whatever. I'm getting one step ahead of myself here. Assemble mode, but because we want it to look like the Ecto 1, we've got to use the Ecto 1. So close that door back up. And it's looking good so far, isn't it, peeps? Right, let's go. So it looks like it's only got 1 bench and a seat in the back and a wheel. What sort of bench is it? It just says bench. Front bench. So let's just come out of here. And let's go to... I wonder if it's going to be interior shop, isn't it? I've got a funny feeling that was a Jeep front seat or whatever that's in the back. But as a guess. Let's have a look for the bench first. So put the bench in. Now, is it limiting to any specific bench, or is it any front bench will do? Just says front bench, doesn't it? They say bench rear. Bench cargo front. See, that's a Jeep one. We don't need that. We need the front seat from a Jeep, by looks, I'd say. It just says bench front, doesn't it? Just double check. I'm pretty sure it does. I have to sort of. Just double check, peeps. Sorry. Forgive me in advance. Yeah, this is front bench. Looking at the shape of it, I noticed that new sound rather than going boom, it ticks. I don't know if I like that bit though. Again, would get. It's like sitting next to a metronome. It's all right initially, but you might start driving you mad after a time. I don't think it's that one. I don't think it's going to be that either. I don't see any other benches though, to be fair. And I don't think it's in the parts shop either, because otherwise I'd have bought it. So it's got to be here somewhere. I'm going to just risk it, and buy that. And then put Jeep in. Nope. Idiot. That one. While I'm at it, I'll buy that wheel as well, because that looks pretty good. Right, fingers crossed, peeps. Let's hope this works. No, it didn't work. So, front bench. Oh well, we'll use that as a sofa. Really? So it's not that one. There is no such thing. I'm gonna have to go. Bear with me, peeps. Sorry about this. I'm gonna have to come back out of here. I didn't see any benches in here. No. Okay. We tried this one, didn't we? We tried that one. I'm gonna have to try this one. Again, there's a lot of money to waste. Trying to figure out what bench it is. You're gonna annoy me, aren't you? It just says front bench. Okay. Stick the steering wheel in. This is where I realise it has a glitch and it does no way. Oh wow, like the little computer. There's no way you can get around it. It's like, in order to get the bench, you need to buy them all. Ah. I lost it, peeps. I'll be honest. What was that there? Hang on. That's just a monitor, isn't it? Right, okay, I'm gonna guess here that it's really a real, it's still a bench, just a rear bench that's in the front. So I'm just going to grab one front bench. Bench Hellcat. I'm just seeing if one jumps out at me, looks like it. If one jumps out, looks like it. That could be it there. We're going to have a hell of a lot of sofas, peeps. It's going to be a sofa party. There you go. Okay, so that's get around that. You buy just a regular bench. Doesn't have to be a front bench. It just has to be a regular bench. That doesn't look too bad, to be fair. I can live with that. I'm not spending any more money on benches. Right. Okay. Let's go and get the battery. Take battery off the charger. Stick it. Actually, I'm not going to stick it in just yet. I'm going to spray it first. So we'll take it off the lift. I think I've got pretty much everything here first. I just haven't resprayed it. Let's double check. And we get a good chance to see how much this thing's worth. So we are missing parts. What are we missing? Probably the number plates. Battery and number plates, yeah. Right, cool. So far, before I put those little bits in, it's just nearly 55 grand. Let's go and spray it. So I'm going to move this thing to the spray booth, or paint shop, whatever you would wish to call it, and almost smack my face in the door. And slam the foot door on the face again. So, set factory, which is going to be probably white, and then is that white? Set factory. No, is that what? Oh, I think I know what that's all about. In fact, I know what that's all about. Wait a sec. Try that again. Set factory. Yes. Yeah, because if I leave my button box attached, for some bizarre reason it goes crazy and just starts adjusting the colours. That doesn't look white to me though, peeps. Could be just this light. So I'm going to just quickly play about this. Sorry, peeps. Let me just see. Okay, bear a second. Let me just pause the video because it's still doing it. I need to come out to go back in. Bear a sec. Okay, guys, welcome back. And right, okay. So I've adjusted it, set to factory again. Set to factory. It looks in this colour, in this light. It looks doesn't look white to me. It looks more like a grey kind of colour. But that's just me. But when you go paint, oops, hang on, did I set that the factory on? It's not white. Let's try that. See, that's black. I hate it how they don't put the little colour wheel up on here. It doesn't change on a car either. See, it looks kind of white when you paint that. Okay, anyway. Does it change colour if I take the livery off? Maybe that's what the whole score is. Let's try changing the colour again. Ah, there we go. Yeah, the livery will change its colour. Yeah, so the livery makes it that colour, so no matter what. So you set factory, have your livery on, paint. Like so. I've wasted so much money on paint, it's unbelievable. But anyway, let's throw it out in the move car would be preferable. Move to slot. Ah, there you go. So it looks better out here in this light, admittedly. That's either a bug in the game or not going to bug the. So it's a bug the mod. Could be. Might be a bug in the game. Either way, looking pretty good. Don't you agree, peeps? Let's jump in it. Let's see. We've got to put battery in first. I like that little blue light touch on there. Put the battery in. See how much this thing's worth. That's all. Well, I'll buy the number plates, which I will buy in a second. Should I buy them now? Just hold the suspension out for just a little bit longer. Wind some people up. Right, let's. 2 custom plates. Custom. There's no space, so I've just got to put 1 in. I think. Sorry, I did a quick lean forward there. Yeah. Right, let's put the plates on. Okay. That's probably from a previous build because I bought 2 plates and I only need 1. So it's gonna be. There we go. That one. No, that one. That's the one I want. Pretty cool. I quite like this mod. But it won't let me in. That could be a downside. You can't open the door. Oh, yes you can. Ignore that, you can. You just got to be standing in the right part of the door. Pretty nice. Interior is pretty nice as well. Got a little radio there. Wonder if you can get in the back. Let's go and have a look. Again, holding the suspense until this thing starts. Gives you good. Ah, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that as well. Little computer. We got a ghost. Right. Shut that. Jump in. Can't shut the door, which is a shame. Let's see if it starts. Nice. Shame can't bleep the accelerator. But hey ho, let's throw it on the dyno. And see what the horsepower. Actually, before I do that, that's the factory horsepower, so 248, and Newton torque is 456. Let's go and throw it on the dyno. Move car to the dyno. Keep on saying dyno. Dyno, yeah, I want a burger, cheese, please. Cheeseburger, large fries, large Coca-Cola. Right. You got any ghosts? Sounds pretty beefy. So it's almost doubled the horsepower. Cool. Let's take it out on the test track, peeps. I'm gonna take it on. This is gonna be fun. Oh, crash straight into the pole, and then walk sideways because my keyboard goes on strike. Let's walk over this main gate. Come on. And then hope the game doesn't crash. Fingers crossed. Please don't crash, game. Please don't crash.
Ghostbusters. Yes, of course they're serious. You do? You have? No kidding. Uh-huh. Well, just give me the address. Uh-huh. Yes, of course. Oh, they'll be totally discreet. Thank you. We got one!
The call! Gonna tell you a story about a little town I know. They had a real big problem with some big local goals. Those spooks were making the whole city lose control. Well, the mayor was present, the town folk banned, but they had no sense of fear. 'Cause they knew that they were missing those boys through the mission, so they called them up right here. They were boxing and chopping and shooting through the joint, stepped right in and got down to the point. Those Ghostbusters came in, cleaning up the town. Oh yeah. Hey, anybody see a ghost?
Oh, it's heavy. It is real heavy. So I think that extra horsepower did benefit this thing. The Ghostbusters can now definitely catch those ghosts a lot quicker. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I don't know if I could add that sound in without getting a proper. I was just thinking I should get the in the editing. I don't know what's going on with this bit on the top, peeps. It looks like a mirror of some sort on the top there. I think that might be part of the grill or part of the Ecto one guide. I don't know. Either way. I thought in the I could just in the editing edit in the Ecto 1 siren as we're going along, but I'll probably get a copyright strike for it, probably. So my impression, I guess, has got enough artistic license to get around it. It's so bad that no one's going to copyright strike it, right? That's my theory anyway. Right? Anyway. Where's my car gone? It's back in... Why did... okay. Seems legit. Right, let's move it back out to there. I'll take another picture of it for the thimble. And I'll leave it at that, peeps. I won't sell it. I think I'll keep it for a little while. If I find another one, I'll then sell it. Actually, let's actually use the photo mode. Might as well, as it's there. Forgot it was there and all the excitement, so I can... Whoops, I'll do that. Go down. Get a bit closer to it. Try and give it a nice profile of some sort. There we go. Just tilt it a little bit more that way. That looks better. I'm happy with that. But I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the episode. If you did, please feel free to like. If you didn't enjoy this episode, again, guys and girls, please feel free to dislike, but please leave a comment down below so I can improve in the future. If you know anyone else that may also enjoy watching this, please feel free to share. It helps me out and I don't mind you guys and girls sharing. And if you're new to my channel and you want to see future episodes of this or anything else that I'm working on, please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. TTFN.